Welcome back to Started from the Bottom. I'm your host, Susan Peterson. Today, I'm so excited we have my good friend, Christy Butler here. Christy Butler founded Modern Chic, an affordable and trendy women's accessories brand, in 2012 from her basement. That's where all the best companies are founded, in basements, right?
That's right. That's where all the magic happens.
Right. When she started fulfilling, she was relying on her family and friends for her first orders, and Christy has grown Modern Chic to an all-women team of over 10 women. So fun. Christy's been featured on ABC4 and finished 131 out of 5,000 on the Inc. 5000. Today, Christy lives in South Jordan, Utah with her husband and 4 kids. Christy, welcome.
Thanks, Susan. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for saying yes. I always get so excited when people say yes. I feel so lucky. Okay, so how did you get started?
Yeah, so I have always been an entrepreneur. Ever since I was young, I was selling anything and everything I could think of, always having new business ideas. My dad was an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And so I think I kind of grew up in that environment, and I just never knew any other way. And so if I wanted, to accomplish things or buy things, I knew I could make it happen.
What was your first business when you were little?
Oh gosh. So I used to charge my friends an hourly rate to swim in my pool, like my blow up pool. If you wanted to come swim with me, great, but it's going to cost you.
How much would they pay?
Oh, I don't know. It was probably like 50 cents the first hour.
Did that include food?
No, this was just swimming, but there was a slide. So
was food extra?
I didn't provide any food at that point.
That
was another business. Yeah.
Think of how high your AOV would have been.
I know, right? If I had something that actually drew people in. So,
yeah. And then what was your second? What do you think your second one was?
Gosh.
Or just name off a few,
I sold sucker molds. I sold pens with time, date, and seconds.
I used to buy blow pops at Costco and then sell them in high
These
school.
were homemade.
You homemade suckers?
Yeah, and I would sell the molds too. So if you wanted to also be a sucker maker, you could.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to fish too.
That's right.
What were the pens?
So these were fancy. So you could actually read the time, the date, and the seconds on the pen by clicking the top of it. So they were pretty high tech.
Do those still exist?
I don't know. Probably not. Nobody needs a clock anymore because they have their phone.
I mean, it sounds fun though. What did your dad do?
He was kind of a serial entrepreneur. He did all kinds of things. He did a barter company. So he would have businesses that would contribute kind of to a pot, and they were able to trade services amongst themselves to save money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. That was kind of his main thing, but he did a lot of different things over the years.
Did you work in the businesses?
I didn't. I was little, young. Yeah.
Do you feel like, was he always kind of on his game, or was it just like the behavior was modeled for you?
Yeah, I think probably it was the behavior. Like, I just knew that you could do whatever you wanted. Whatever you wanted to do, you could create it. And
because my brother-in-law is in one of the armed forces, and when his kids do something bad, they have to write up a report for him.
I like it.
And sometimes people get into entrepreneurship because their dad is, or one of their parents is always like, okay, well, here's the theory that you're working off of or whatever, but you feel like it was just modeled.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And my dad always, he's like, okay, you want to do that? Great. Well, hey, I've got these business ideas for you. And I'm sure if you worked really hard, you could earn the money and save and do that.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah, he was always scheming up businesses for us too.
Was the pen idea his or yours?
It was his. He had, the ends with the
manufacturer.
The product. So I was like, I'll just take what you got and run with it.
I can't imagine you're very popular in school. Like, what does Christy have these days?
That's right. That's probably why I did it. I was like, I've got something you want, right?
Yes. When I first started Freshly Picked, I didn't know how to sew. Growing up, my mom sewed the majority of our clothing, but we were not allowed to touch her machine because it was like a working member of the family, essentially. And so when people are like, how'd you learn how to sew? Did your mom teach you? I'm like, no, but she was sewing a lot around me, so I knew I could do it.
Yeah, you watched.
Right, but I never actually was allowed to sew.
So you just were interested in develop that on your own.
I actually don't sew now.
But you had to figure it out at the beginning.
Yeah, but you do what you have to do to make it work, you
That's
know?
right. Yep.
Okay, so then did you have any businesses before Modern and Chic?
I did. So yeah, I have been a business owner really my whole life. So about 20 years ago, I started a business with home decor and furniture. Mm-hmm. So I actually ran that business for almost 10 years, just right up to Modern and Chic.
What would you guys do?
So we did custom furniture. So like great big wall units. We sold, it was kind of back in the time of when like painted pine was really popular. So like the shelves and the clocks that kind of all coordinated together. And custom entertainment centers. So I found a manufacturer that could do it for me.
Wow.
And yeah.
Were you doing that like you had a storefront or you were wholesaling?
I was retailing, but it was all word of mouth. Because that was kind of back before, it was easy to have a website. And
so did you sell out of your garage or like what was the vibe?
So I had like a catalog, like a catalog that I could send to people that they would order from. And then I also designed like unfinished like craft kits, because back in the day, like the women were all about getting together and crafting and creating, different home projects. So I would sell just tons of those for women groups, church groups or other girlfriend groups that were getting together to make different things.
Before we start talking about Modern and Chic, I have a question. Do you feel like you approach your businesses always with like salesperson first?
That's a good question.
Like where do you build from?
Yeah, probably salesperson first.
You're really good at sales.
Oh, thank you.
You are, yeah. Do you feel like you are?
Yeah, I guess I have never really thought about it, but that's where it all starts, because when you're a one woman show, you're the only one that's going to sell it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question later, but it's not on our list.
No.
I have a paper that we're going off of, so I'm just going to let you think about it. But I want to hear your sales philosophy, because like everyone has. I think when you're like, oh yeah, I've never thought about it, that means that you're just like really good at it. And so it's sometimes hard to put into a like vocabulary or words, how you do it. So I want to hear about your sales philosophy.
Oh gosh, I better put it together quick. Huh?
Okay. Yeah. So, but while you're talking to me about all this other stuff, just have that open tab in the back of your head. Okay. Okay. So then how did you start Modern and Chic?
Yeah. So, I was still doing my home decor business, and I kind of I was a little bit burned out with it, because it was like large items that I was having to ship. And so the logistics of it were kind of difficult.
Right. Because you'd have to have like FedEx come and pick it. You'd have to schedule shippers, right?
Yeah. And it was just like everything was heavy and bulky and just
hard
difficult.
to store.
Yeah. So this was back, everyone who's our age will remember the bubble necklace.
Yes, from J. Crew.
Yeah, yes. Everyone had like the bubble necklace in every color.
You know what? I don't even wear jewelry, and I ended up with a bubble necklace. I don't know.
That says something about the power of the bubble necklace.
You know, what's the equivalent today?
Gosh, I don't know if there really is anything that is like.
Was it the Birkenstock clog?
I don't think that even touches
you didn't do
the bubble necklace. No.
Abby, you're 22. Did you have a bubble necklace? Do you even know what we're talking about?
Yeah, she doesn't know. She was like 10.
All the stones.
She probably still has them.
Your mom sold some of them. Oh, amazing.
Everybody sold them.
Yes.
So I kind of just saw the popularity of them, and I was like, that seems like a much easier product to sell. And so kind of on a whim, I found a manufacturer for them, because back then, it was a free for all. You just manufacture whatever. And I put an offer on Facebook. This was before Facebook charged for ads or anything. And I had about 2.4 million organic hits on the offer in like 3 days. And I was like, I guess I'm kind of onto something here.
2.4.
Yeah, million. In days, not weeks. It would be
$240,000 for that.
True.
Now. That's insane.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And that's organic marketing.
Yeah, at its finest.
Yes.
So
back in the glory days.
I know. I miss those days. Those were the good old days.
It was cheaper to run a business.
I know. It really was. Yeah, it was just all organic. So I just started fulfilling those orders, and I was like, hey, this is great. I don't have to make anything. I didn't have to design it. The shipping was easy.
Yeah, like 500 orders fit in where one dresser would fit.
Exactly.
One dresser drawer.
Exactly. So it was perfect. And I kind of I started with that, and I added a few other products that I could see that were really popular and they did really well. And I thought, I'm going to pivot right now. This, the furniture was difficult and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore, I guess. And so, yeah, I just took the opportunity and took the leap to kind of turn, business a different direction. And so it wasn't even really on purpose. I just saw the opportunity and ran with it.
And that was 12 years ago.
That was, 2012.
Wow. Okay. Amazing. And now Modern and Chic, you guys, I think what you are so good at, and I really like it because I feel like there's such a place in the market for it, is you're seeing like, okay, where's the trend going? And let me pivot really quickly into that trend, but at a more affordable price.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely like a more accessible, price point for people so that they can kind of keep up with what's popular and what's trendy and, be able to change it out in 6 months or a year and it works.
And do you feel like, are you still designing and getting everything manufactured?
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, we are. Once in a while, we bring in a few, special things, but that we need low quantity, but most everything we're manufacturing.
How did COVID, like the global
the meltdown
supply chain?
Oh my gosh.
How was that for you?
You know what? I would say we were pretty lucky for the most part because we did have a pretty good inventory before kind of the supply chain started to crumble. And a lot of our manufacturers just had good, they could get it through. So we were never in like a real serious bind, but I would say last year, fourth quarter was like almost as tricky for us in some ways than, as it was during the heat of it.
Yeah. I feel like initially it was like factories and the ports in China, and then it kind of became like a U.S. port issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where we kind of saw a big breakdown too.
Yeah.
Plus we had like a string of bad lucks. Like we had 4 containers on that ship that rolled.
I remember you telling me that.
Yes.
I can't even imagine. Oh my gosh.
And it was all of our like core inventory, like all the stuff that you need on hand all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. But for us, it was just mostly increased costs and like
everything. The shipping was outrageous, right? That's what really.
How'd you guys navigate that? Did you like pass it on to the consumer?
We did a little bit. I mean, we kind of took the hit, but yeah.
But now that it's continuing to stay.
Yeah.
Are you having to raise your prices?
Yeah, I think everyone is a little bit. You still want to be at that accessible price point, but yeah, you got to run a business too.
Yeah, for sure. What is your best-selling product right now?
Oh, we have a lot of like crossbodies,
belt bags.
Yeah, for sure. Because we really had a ton of sales in backpacks. We had a backpack that has been our bestseller for several years. But yeah. And I think, seasonality plus just the trend is kind of the smaller, more compact.
Do you feel like, do you think we'll ever go away from backpacks?
I think they'll always be around for sure.
I feel like just no one wants to carry the younger the millennials really brought it in.
Yeah.
And they just have zero interest in like a shoulder bag.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a big bulky shoulder bag.
They're either a backpack or like a crossbody.
Yeah. Or like a tote bag you get from the farmer's market.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
They love those.
But that's the great thing about bags is that like women don't just choose one forever. They have different bags, different styles for different seasons.
I love accessories business.
It's good.
It's good. It's especially at like the impact point of motherhood. Is it something that fits?
Yeah, I know. Shoes and bags, right?
Shoes and bags and jewelry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not dealing with sizing issues or seasonality of product for sure.
Well, and like today, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see I'm wearing a sweatsuit. If you're listening, I am wearing a sweatsuit.
In black, but they already knew that.
It's on brand. But I was exhausted this morning and it was like pants are not happening today. That day. But I have Abby, show her my bag. This really cute Sherpa bag.
I saw it when I walked in. I was like, hey, that's a cute bag.
Isn't it cute? And I feel like Sherpa's going to be in for like.
Yeah, Sherpa's good.
Yeah.
So cute.
those like utilitarian fabrics, that's going to be, I see it all over the runway still. So that's like an indication, but I threw it on and I'm like, you know what? Like, it just makes you feel like you were put together even when you're kind of slobbing out.
Yeah. If you've got a good bag, you're good to go.
Yeah. It's almost better than mascara, I would say.
I don't know. Mascara is pretty important.
Especially as women in our 40s.
Yes.
So you have an all-woman team.
Yes. Except for my husband.
Oh, your husband's in the business now?
He has been, yeah, for about a year and a half.
How is that?
You know what? It's really good.
Can we talk about it?
Sure.
Have you guys, well, because this is going to come out after Chris and I, so we're recording this on Thursday. Chris and I recorded an episode that's going to come out on Valentine's Day.
Oh, fun.
So it would have already come out when this one comes out. And it was just fun to like reflect on our relationship and talk about how we've made it work. And we've actually never really worked together. And have you guys before this?
No. Matt he's always worked in corporate and just made the switch about a year and a half ago. And it's been awesome.
Has there been any like challenges that caught you off guard?
No, actually.
Really?
I don't know. He and I just work so well together, just in a marriage, and it just translated over to business. And it's been so nice because we can be more equals. Like, he's kind of picking up more of the load at home. He's like, you're the woman in charge, and he just picks up the slack wherever I need. And it's been nice to kind of know that I've got someone there that always has my back, has my best interest, our family's best interest at heart. And it's been really positive for our family. And I think for our kids to see that too.
Going into it, were you a little nervous?
Yeah. I mean, cause I was like, oh man, I'm bossy. I don't know if you're going to like to work with me.
Like, he didn't know, Christy.
I know. I was like, he knew. I was like, if you want to do this and you know what you're getting into,
it's one thing.
It's on you, buddy, if it doesn't work out. But, I mean, he knows more than anyone, of course, how I work, how I tick, the things that are important to me, what I like to do, what I don't like to do.
When to back off, when to push.
Exactly. And like, when something comes up, he's like, I'll take it. I know that this is not, in your wheelhouse. You don't want to do this.
And do you feel like your strengths complement each other?
Yes, we're opposites for sure.
So nice.
Our personalities are just completely flipped.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
So that leads me to another question I have, which is, I know you've had like a couple of hard years.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, so we'll talk about that, but do you feel like having him there has been a relief in that sense for you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just nice because when you just need a moment, he's there and he can take care of things for me, So it is. It's always nice to know that someone's, watching out for you.
Yeah. Because you had, and we don't need to go into them, but you had a couple of like professional and then a couple personal things kind of hit all at once.
Yep. I know it was like 2022 was rough. It was a rough year. Was that your
rough year?
Yeah, it was rough.
How'd you get through it?
One day at a time, honestly.
That's true though.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can do, right? And I think when you go through hard things, either personally or in business, you have to just remember, like, it's not always going to be like this. It's not always going to feel this hard. And so you just do the very best you can in the moment and, look up and keep going because you really don't have another choice.
Right. Something that I noticed a couple of years ago that I do, when things are good, I'm like, oh crap, when's the other shoe going to drop?
Right.
And I'm worried because I know that the good times are fleeting and I'm really worried about when things are going to go bad.
Yeah, there's going to be as many bad things as good things.
Right. But when things are bad, I'm like, I guess this is how it is now. I'm never like...
It's never going to change.
I know, I'm never...
It's always going to be like this.
I'm never like, oh, but when are things going to get good again? Yeah. I'm always like, this is it. This is what I've been preparing for. But the truth is like, things are going to get good again. Yep, things are going to be bad.
Yep. It's just up and down. Mm-hmm. That's just life. Mm-hmm. It's just up and down and just kind of dealing with it. And and I've really realized that when things are good, I'm like recognizing it more and I'm thinking, I'm going to sit with this. This feels really good. Things are good. I know they won't stay good.
Yeah.
But they're good
instead
now.
Of like bracing yourself.
Yeah. I'm just like, this is good. And I'm not going to take for granted how good it is.
So I asked this because I've been kind of not through the same thing, but I've had it never is just one thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's another generalization that I need to stop saying because it's not necessarily true. But in the times when I've had big things or big challenges at work, I've seemed to have had big personal challenges at the same time.
Yeah.
And when you're leading a team, like they say, oh, when you're a mom, you can't have any bad days. And it's true. And then it's not true, because I feel like our kids actually, they know when stuff is happening, but they also don't pay that much attention to us.
That's right. Yep.
But when you're leading a team, you are really under a microscope a lot of the time. So how did you navigate like dealing with your hard things, but also being there for your team, so it didn't affect culture or their performance?
Yeah. And culture is so important. I think that I try to always put my best foot forward. I would say I'm kind of more of a private person anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I kept a lot of it close, and I didn't want to air out dirty laundry, or I knew that the way that I acted was going to contribute to the way that my team felt about any situation. Right. And so I'm always kind of a glass is half full kind of gal anyway.
You're really positive.
So yeah, for sure. I always have been more of a positive, my outlook is always more positive than negative. So I really wanted that to translate to the culture and to my team, and just, always focus on what was going right. And okay, this might be a challenge, but hey, these are my ideas and how we're going to course correct this. And it's going to take a little bit of time, but I have full faith that we're capable of doing it, and we're going to make it happen.
Good.
Yeah. Just trying every day.
Are you good at compartmentalizing?
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes you go throughout your day and you kind of feel that weight of whatever it is. And if I take the time to think, okay, why am I feeling like this? I can kind of say, okay, I'll deal with that and I'll feel that later. But when you're a mother, when you're, a CEO, you have to keep going. And the way that you act and react affects everybody. So it's important that you, keep it positive.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so hard when really all you want to do is like cry.
I was like crawl up in a little ball, just
or
cry.
Like shut your office door and have no one come in and talk to you about the new problem they found because of the thing you're trying to fix.
That problem, doesn't mean anything to me. Go figure it out.
So what is your philosophy on culture? How do you build culture?
Yeah, so culture is, and especially when you're going through like a hiring, a new hire, like right now we have a phenomenal team of women. They are amazing. Everyone is so kind, so genuine. And, I've seen how just one person who doesn't have the same values that you do can really turn a team upside down. So when we hire, obviously we're looking for skill set and things like that, but we are also looking for that right personality fit that's going to contribute and bring, positivity and light to the team. And, we do a lot of fun things together too. A lot of team building activities and things outside of work that, because we have relationships, we're together so many hours a day. And so, we try to be connected on all levels for sure.
And you guys are pretty lean right now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Our team usually fluctuates between like 10 and 15 women, just depending on what our needs are. But
like Q4 and then it goes back down. And
yep.
Do you feel like, how do you weed out when you're interviewing?
It's
the
tough.
Bad ones.
It's tough.
Not the bad ones, but the ones won't fit in your culture.
So I really trust my intuition for sure.
Same.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, I know.
Like your spidey sense starts tingling.
For sure. Like, because we've been interviewing, and there's some, we're like, oh, I really like her and she would be a perfect culture fit. But I'm like, that's not the right. I don't know. There's something else. Yeah. So yeah, for sure. I lean on my intuition a lot. I think that's important.
I feel like my intuition has never led me wrong.
Yeah.
But the bigger the business gets, the less reactive I have to be around the more I have to watch my reactivity around intuition, because I could like halt a whole project and things come to like a screeching halt. And if I find if I'll just sleep on it, then I'm like, okay, I know how to correct this. But when it was just a small team, I could be reactive.
I'm kind of like that too, where like I just am like, okay, I just want to act on it really quick and take care of it. And that's something I've had to learn. I'm like, no, I need to like just sit with it for a minute and make sure that it still feels right in an hour or tomorrow or whatever.
5 p.m. is never the right time to
I
act
know, when
on
you're
your
tired
intuition.
or hungry, do not act on your intuition.
Go home. Actually, what is that statistic about judges? Have you heard this?
No.
Like in the morning, they're more lenient.
Oh.
And then right before lunchtime is when they actually put down their harshest
I believe
sentences. And then like at the end of the day too. And so I feel like as a CEO that kind of tells you something.
Yeah, for sure.
Like in the morning, fresh eyes, fresh everyone is the best time to approach stuff. Not right before lunch and not right before you go home.
Agreed. I'm like that too on Monday. Monday, I'm like, yes, I'm good to go. Like, let's start the week off, start it off with a bang. And then by Thursday, Friday, I'm like, I don't know. You're just going to have to take this one and figure it out for yourself.
Right.
Don't bring that to me.
Right. I'm busy.
That's right.
Getting ready for the weekend.
That's right.
Okay. So what's your sales philosophy?
Oh my gosh. I know, Susan, that is a really good question. I mean, we always want to be the type of brand that is approachable and accessible. And I think that's how we've kind of built our community, is that, we do live sales a couple times a week. And so we are very accessible to our customer, where they can, talk to us live. And
Are you doing that on Instagram or Facebook?
We're doing it on our app and Instagram.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's been really, really fun. And so that the sales have followed, right? Like we have, you think, how many bags does one woman need? A lot. She needs a lot.
You actually do need a lot of bags.
You do. And if you keep showing up,
here's two
week
bag
after
girls
week,
telling you
they
you
keep
need
coming
bags.
back and buying more bags.
Yes.
And so, we've tried to create a product that is, for every woman, and kind of get her through different phases of her day, of her life. We're all busy women. And that's really kind of the brand that we are, is that, like, I'm a mother. I go to work. I go to, soccer practice, all the things. And you need things that are functional for all stages of life, and even just to get you through your day. So
I was talking to someone and they said, I put my life in bags, and I actually do that too. So I have my gym bag.
Right.
I have my purse. I have my computer bag.
Yeah. You have your big bag, your little bag, your weekend bag.
And then I love containers in my bags.
Yeah. You got to keep it divided and
Yes.
separate, organized, for sure.
Okay. So back to your sales thing.
Oh no.
I know we're going to get it. Is it customer that you love? Is it money?
It's not money.
But you love money. You like money.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like
Right,
money? But
obviously.
I would say, I'm not like money folk. Obviously we need money to live our lives and run a business and everything. But I love the relationships. And honestly, I love and treasure relationships with a lot of my manufacturers too. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the business, is the connections that I have with my manufacturers that have spanned many, many years. And, I've had people from Asia come visit me and be part of my kids' birthday parties. And so that's really rewarding. Relationships are really important. And I've seen kind of the impact on that with our customer too, as we've kind of been able to open up a little bit more and be a little bit more personable and have them kind of see behind the scenes and who we are as people and as a brand. And I think it just makes us more endearing to them, and they want to support us because they know who we are and what our goals are.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just move in close.
Yeah.
That's your sales trick.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Do you like negotiating?
Yes.
Okay. So do I.
I do. Like,
Have you always?
yes,
Okay.
for sure. I'm like, we're going to get the best deal. Like, I know you can do it for me,
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you always trying to get people down?
Yeah, I'm one of those people, but like,
It's not one of those people. I think it's like really cool.
I do. I like to negotiate for sure. See, my husband's not.
Does it make him uncomfortable?
Yeah.
When we go buy a car, I make my husband leave.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to handle this.
Yes.
Like when it has to do with confrontation or money or anything, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. He's really good at keeping things organized, and he's the integrator.
You know what I found? is women who are really good at negotiating are very unemotional about it.
Yeah.
And I love negotiating with people who are unemotional about it, who are just like, it's a game to us all.
Yeah.
Or we're like, okay, let's see how everyone can get the best deal out of this.
That's right.
And then I hate negotiating with people that get emotional.
Yeah.
Like I won't even say what it is because I don't I had to negotiate with this person over this big purchase, and he got so emotional about it. And I'm like, bro, come on.
Yeah. No, that's not what it's about. Yeah. I love negotiating.
I do too. And I love making my kids kind of think that way.
I do too. Yeah. It's like when you travel and you're like, that's the first lesson is when you go to Mexico, right? And you're like, this is how you do it. This is the strategy.
Well, I'm really like, everything's up for grabs as far as like your social life and your homework and bedtime. Like I love when they negotiate something.
Yeah.
And I'll always give it to them because I'm like just so proud of them for negotiating it.
I know. I've seen that, especially with my older kids. Like they already know like what my next question is going to be when they want something. So they kind of come prepared. They're like, okay, I've gotten my homework done. I know that I need to do this and I'm planning on doing it then. So can I do this? Yeah. I'm like, you got it.
Yeah. It's like, what do you have or what can you do that you can trade for goods or services?
Exchange. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
My youngest, he's going to be 14 soon. And it's been a weird, that transition between bedtimes.
Yep.
Where all of a sudden they need a lot of sleep, but they don't want to.
They want to stay up all night.
Yes.
You're like, please go to bed because I'm tired.
I need you to go to bed. And he talked himself into 11 p.m. bedtime on school nights.
Oh.
But he's like, his school doesn't start till 8:30, and he's like, Mom, really 8 hours of sleep is what I need to be strong and grow. And then we have our like thing on the wall where we measure. He's like, look how much I've grown.
There's proof right there on the wall.
And then he's like, so 11 p.m. and I'll just get right in bed and you won't have to remind me about it at all. I'll put myself to bed. And he has.
Sounds good.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just happy when someone comes up with a solution.
I am too. That's 100%. I mean, yeah, I see that with my employees. I'm like, if you haven't already tried to work on this, please don't bring it to me.
Yes, let's come up with a solution.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like with negotiating, realizing like I always want the other person to be successful, and I feel like when you put that out, it becomes so fun too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if we were to negotiate right now, I'd be like, okay, I want you to win too.
Oh, that's nice.
Like I'm not ever trying to like.
Yeah. No, and not everyone negotiates that way. So that's
I know,
awesome.
But it makes it fun for me.
Yeah.
Like if we both get it out of it.
Yep. We both win.
What is one lesson that you learned early on in your entrepreneur journey that is still true today?
Okay. I would have to say this is kind of my philosophy. What got me here won't get me there.
Yes. Tell me more. Yes.
I am definitely a creature of habit. Like I like to kind of get in routine and like, hey, it's working. Like, let's not change anything. Let's just keep going. It's working. Right. But I think especially now business is just changing. Like the landscape is so different with social media than it ever was. And you're not going to get the same results unless you're willing to change and grow and move with it. So that's kind of been a little bit of a hard lesson, I think, for me, because that's just not naturally how I am. So I have to kind of always be thinking, okay, even if it's not broken, I still have to be looking for ways to improve and new strategies and new ways to implement these things that are, coming up.
And be willing to try all that new stuff.
Yeah, be willing to try it for sure.
Are you a mantra girl?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm definitely one where
because I like that mantra.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Do you have other ones?
I don't have a lot, but I'm definitely a positive thinker. I've always am like, okay, the power of your thoughts
is what? Finish it.
I mean, it's just important. I don't have like a mantra I say every day, but
you don't. Like
I do catch myself in like if ever I'm going down a spiral, I'm just like, nope, you got to correct it right now because thoughts are so powerful.
I had a couple in the business early. Like, I used to always. When I was doing everything, and you're so tired, you just want to go to bed or read a book or just relax.
Take a break.
Yeah. And I would always repeat to myself, how does it go? Stick to your task till it sticks to you. Beginners are many, but finishers are few.
Oh, I like it.
And that was kind of the thing that I was like, okay, I'm going to be a finisher. That was like let's get going.
That's honestly the key to success. There are very few finishers.
Well, and to me, finisher just means that you persevere.
Yeah.
Like you just keep going. Even
That's
when it
right.
gets
And how
hard.
many people do that, right? You start something and it's hard and there's obstacles and it's easy to quit.
Especially when everyone around you is like, you can quit right now if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of
like the circumstances are like
give you the out.
Yeah. Like when personal and professional things stack up, people are like, you can quit if you want.
This is your moment. You don't have to keep going.
Yeah. That was one of mine that I loved to repeat. I'm trying to think of other ones because I love mantras.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. It's just a reminder like, oh, I don't have to how do you say that word? What?
Catastrophize.
There it is. Catastrophize this.
Something like that.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
That's true. And it's good to have something that you can pull out of your hat when you are having those negative thoughts. You've got something to replace it and the words that are right there.
Yeah, a lot of times it just makes me laugh because it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Like
in the moment it is.
It feels serious and there are serious things, but also like Jeremy Andrus was here a couple weeks ago and he was talking about how Skull Candy was so hard for him and he's like, but I wasn't saving lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was making headphones.
Yeah.
And I sometimes need to remember that like we're a fashion brand.
Yeah. It's not life and death.
Yeah. Like there's still challenges, but like at the end of the day, I'm trying to provide for my family. And if I can do that, then we're on the right path.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So what is some advice you would give young Christy?
I don't know if I would have ever thought this is where I would be necessarily.
Yeah. What did you think you were going to be when you were younger? What did you think you were going to do?
I don't know. I guess I had to assume that I would always do something in business just because I always was so business minded.
Mm-hmm.
But, I thought, okay, I got married when I was young. I was 19.
Christy.
Almost 20. But that's a whole other story. Like,
what month did you get married?
March. So we're almost 24 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looks like you made it.
We made it and we're so happy. We're happier now than ever.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed with Chris right now.
It's good. Yeah.
It's so fun.
Life is good. So I don't know. I think I thought, well, okay. I did college and stuff before I got married young. I mean, this is the crazy part. We only knew each other like 7 weeks maybe when we got engaged.
Welcome to Utah.
Right? That's how we do it in Utah.
Churn and burn them through the marriage mark.
I was like, you got to make it happen. So, I helped him get through school and start his career. And I was home with kids and I thought, oh yeah, I'll start like a little, side hustle and just more for fulfillment for myself. Mm-hmm. And I really did enjoy working. So it was kind of that balancing, okay, I want to be home with kids and take care of them, but I need more. Mm-hmm. And so I started my home decor stuff when my oldest, like before he was even a year old.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I don't know. I don't know what I thought it was going to look like. I thought my husband's going to work in, the corporate world. And, once my kids get older, I'll probably break out and do something, but I just kept at it for all these years and it's just grown into something really awesome. And my kids have been able to witness the whole journey, the ups and the downs. And I think that's awesome. It's been amazing to kind of show that example and that you really can create the life that you want. And, you can do all the things that you want to do.
So is that the advice you'd give to young you?
So where was the advice?
No. I'm just wondering because I sidetracked you.
Yeah. Gosh, for advice. Yeah. Like just believe that you can do it. Like you can do big things, right? You don't have to play small. You don't have to be in anyone else's shadow, no matter who that is, you can do it. Like you're capable. You're capable of figuring it all out and you can do it.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. What legacy are you trying to build?
Oh, I think I kind of said that a little bit. I think for me, it's more about the legacy that I'm leaving for my family, for my kids, and for the people around me. I mean, that might be my employees and the people that I work with in business, but it's not about building the biggest and baddest business ever. I want my children to realize that they too are capable of creating exactly what they want out of life. It's possible for them. You don't have to be a certain type of person or have certain advantages. Like, it's free for the taking for everyone.
Yeah.
It's possible that you work hard and you can, meet your goals. And, I want people, when they think of me, to remember how I made them feel and that it was a good, that I left a lasting impact on them for good, and that they remember how I made them feel for sure. Yeah, is that cheesy?
No, I was just thinking what my favorite thing about you is. And I like, you are one of the sweetest people I know.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, hands down, like top 3 sweetest people I know.
Oh,
genuinely sweetest. But you're a killer, man. Like, at the same time, I would not cross you, not because you're mean, but like, you also are going to stand up for yourself and really, and I think that comes across in that advice you gave. Like, things are there for you to take, but just like, be a good person at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Keep it classy.
I feel like you embody that so well.
Thank you. That's a real compliment. It really is.
Okay, we're going to do some fun questions.
Okay, hopefully they're not too fun.
You've been doing really good.
Thanks.
They will be really fun. What is the favorite product you're selling right now?
Oh, yeah. So I love our Willow. We just came out with it. It's kind of a real versatile bag. Like, the size of it is perfect. So
is it the backpack or the crossbody?
It's a crossbody. So
the nylon one?
No, it's just kind of it's a pebbled vegan leather, really soft. Yeah. And then the straps are just awesome. Yeah, okay. They have kind of a cute striped strap, and
I love it.
The response has been amazing.
Okay. Do you wear a crossbody?
Do I wear a crossbody? Yeah, usually I do. I have a big bag right now because I had to haul some extra stuff, but I do. I love crossbodies.
Do you know we've had diaper bags, so backpacks, for 5 years now, and I just barely started wearing backpacks.
Really? I shouldn't say never. When I travel, I take a backpack. Yeah. But I love crossbodies.
I feel like Dora the Explorer when I wear one.
Yeah. And I can't off on an adventure.
Exactly. But now I'm like, oh, but these are so nice to have.
Yeah, they are.
They fit so much.
So much. Yeah.
What is one item that you wish all your customers had?
Well, I want them to have all the items, right? That's why we have so many.
Everything. Buy everything.
Yeah, I think that honestly, that new bag, the Willow, it's a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to dinner with some ladies for a birthday and we were on a long table, but I was with kind of 3 women right here, and all 3 of them on the spot bought that bag because I gifted it to someone at the table. It's a good one.
You're no dummy. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Ooh, probably neither.
Really?
No, just kidding. More of a night owl, I would say.
You are?
Yeah.
What about your husband?
He doesn't need as much sleep.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
How much do you require?
Like, I'm 7-8 hours is good for me.
Same as Gus.
I got to have it. Yeah. Me and Gus, we're on like the same schedule.
Go to bed at 11?
Yeah.
Have you I've noticed this, like, I prefer to be an early bird. But with teenagers, it's like almost impossible, especially in the summer.
It's hard. Well, my teenagers are abnormal. They are early birds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't have sleepers. I was a sleeper as a teenager. My kids, they get up.
But do they stay up late?
Yeah. Well, my older teenagers do.
Yeah, that's my kids.
And they stay up late and get up early. I'm like, you can't do that. That's a killer.
No, sleep in.
Yeah. I was like, if you're going to stay up late, you have to sleep in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my kids, they want to stay up till like 1 a.m. and I'm like, I'm so tired.
Mine don't stay up that late either. I have some kid, like my son Carson, when he was younger, he'd be at dinner and he'd be like, I'm ready for bed now. I'm going to go brush my teeth.
Time for bed.
Time for bed.
Put himself to sleep.
Yeah, he's like, right, time for bed.
Love it. I love it. What's your favorite book you've read lately?
Ooh, I would say Atomic Habits. Have you read that one?
I did read that over Christmas. I actually really liked it.
Yeah, it's a good one. I liked that one a lot.
Are you fiction or nonfiction, girl?
Nonfiction all the way.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Like self-help. Do
you love it? Do you listen or do you read?
I do better if I can listen. I always think I'm going to read. So like I buy all these books. I'm like, I'm going to sit down and read all of these, but I don't necessarily get through them all unless I listen.
Yeah. So you buy them twice.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm like, oh, hopefully the library has this one.
I do that too, though, because it's just, and then you can gift the paper one. Like, here you go.
There you go. It's just for you.
Yeah. Actually, I did that with Atomic Habits. I listened to it and I had it, and I ended up giving it
away.
Do you listen to podcasts?
Yes.
Any good ones?
Okay, this might make me sound really old.
No, stop.
I love Oprah. Like Oprah Super Soul. Do you ever listen to that?
Well, she gets really good guests on.
Yeah, so good. I love that one.
And I find that it's like people you've heard of, but they say stuff that you haven't heard them say before.
Like a lot of authors and really awesome people. So that's kind of my favorite.
You really just love uplifting stuff.
Yes.
Do you watch any like trash TV?
You know, I don't watch a ton of TV. I don't. And when we do watch TV, it's like, well, here's what we've been watching lately. This is what my husband's obsession is. He watches this show, I think it's on Smithsonian, called Air Disasters, where it's like airplane crashes and then how they figured out what happened. Like, he's obsessed. He's watched like 18 seasons.
I hate that.
I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Thank you. Have you flown since you've watched it?
Yes. I keep asking him. I'm like, does this make you nervous? He's like, no, it's fine. Like, they've made all these changes.
They are actually like so safe.
Yeah, they are. But that's his thing. So yeah,
Is he a history buff?
He likes history. We like a lot of like crime scene investigation, stuff like that. Forensic files.
Oh, yeah. I can't.
Yeah.
I've decided I start to suspect everyone's an evil person when I do that. So it's not good for me.
Yeah.
I don't watch when I watch TV, it's usually like Love Island or something super trashy.
Yeah.
And mindless.
I just don't watch a lot of TV.
Neither do I.
I like to. I guess I just
Do you do it while you're doing something else, or do you sit down and just watch a show?
Yeah, usually the only time I have time is like in the evening. It's like if the kids are like, we're kind of waiting for them to come back from activities and stuff, we'll like watch a 30-minute forensic files, or I'll be folding laundry while I do it. Yeah.
I'll watch it while I'm folding laundry or doing something.
Maybe that's why I like laundry. Like watch
You like laundry?
Oh, yes, I do. And
so do I.
Do you know what I really love? This is actually my guilty pleasure. I love hoarders.
Ew.
Oh my
Christy.
gosh. That's what my husband says. He's like, that's so nasty.
What do you like about it?
I love it. I don't know.
Are you fascinated by the people?
I am fascinated by it. And it's like just being a fly on the wall. And you're like, wow, like what gets people to this place in their life? It's very interesting.
Does it make you clean out your closet?
Yes. I'm like, okay, this was a little messy in here, but wow, no, it's like, nothing.
Why do we have this paper from last week? This is where it starts.
Yeah, exactly. Just spirals from here.
I watch hoarders, but then
it's nasty.
And then I just feel so sad for people.
Yeah. It is sad, but I don't know.
Okay. So you like to do laundry.
Yeah,
Why?
I do. I don't know. I don't know. I just have always loved folding laundry.
I like folding clothes too, and I love putting them away.
Yeah, it's just, and vacuuming. Vacuuming. Like, see those lines in the carpet?
Do you make your kids do their own laundry?
Yes.
Same. Mm-hmm. I don't do any. I actually only do my laundry. I don't even do my husband's laundry.
I don't either. I only do mine. Matt does his. He's very systematic. So he does his on Wednesday, always on Wednesday.
Yeah. Mine are on the weekend.
Yeah, mine too. It's like, but I don't even do it every week.
Oh.
Mine's like every 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, my kids know no one's allowed to use a washer dryer
on
the Saturday.
Yeah, everyone has a day. I was like, pick your day. Yeah. Stick to it.
My husband, he has a terrible laundry system. So we don't commingle. But I love folding. I love putting away.
Yeah,
I've never met anyone else that likes laundry.
I do. That's probably my favorite house chore.
Same. I hire out almost everything else except for that.
Yeah.
We already asked that. So who do you look up to in your life?
Well, there are probably so many people I could say, honestly. I don't know that there's like one specific person that I think that's the person, as I've gotten older, I've realized and been able to see so many good qualities in so many amazing women in particular. But I also recognize like we're all just people, and while we all have good qualities, we also all have flaws, right? And so, I'm always kind of looking for just the good in everyone, because there is so much. Like, I've just met so many amazing people that are just incredible at what they do. And especially as I have kind of gotten out more into the community with women in business in Utah, there are some really amazing women that are doing all the things.
I agree.
That are so impressive.
Especially here in Utah.
Yes. So many.
I always, like, every day I meet a new one.
Yeah. Well, I did your mastermind, and a lot of the girls, most everyone was from Utah, but there was a few outside of Utah, and we still chat.
I know.
And the ones outside of Utah,
I'm not in that chat.
I know. We're like, axed. But all the girls outside of Utah are like, man, I wish I was in Utah. You guys have so much going on.
Every time I actually just, Brooke, who does my mastermind with me, she had a mastermind this weekend, and I went and helped her. Or this week, it's only Thursday.
I know, it was Friday.
And there was a girl there from California, and she's like, I had no idea what was happening in Utah.
Magic.
It really is. There's so many really amazing girls, and there was girls from all over the state there. And we get a bad rap, and it's not fair because the women here are incredible.
They really are. And, I feel like I've been in business long enough to really see the shift in just the whole landscape of women in business. I kind of came from a place of like, things are hard to figure out and you're kind of trying to do it all by yourself, and you have to kind of hold close and protect the information that you have because it was so hard to come by, where now people are so much more willing to share and realize, there's enough for everybody, and we can help each other. And it doesn't matter that we're in the same industry. There's, plenty to go around, and when it all comes around, it really is such a small ecosystem.
Yes, it all does.
Whether you're in Utah or not,
for sure.
It's important to give back.
I agree. Yeah. And I've been to some of your events at your warehouse, and it's just so fun to see all the girls you gather around you.
Yeah, it is. It's really great. And it's only been probably the past few years that I've really kind of like reached out a little bit more. It's been amazing to kind of see how everyone shows up for you and supports you and is willing to help. And yeah, it makes it really nice.
I love it. Well, Christy, thanks for coming on my podcast.
Thanks for having me, Susan.
This was really good. Thank you.
Thank you.